been always a goal of mine to be able to fly on Qatar Airways qsuite, and today we got the chance to do this twice. The first part of our qsuite adventure is from New York to Doha, and this is the second segment of our journey from Doha to Kuala Lumpur on Qatar Airways business class on their qsuite on Boeing 777-300ER. If you're new to our channel, welcome, and thank you to those of you who have been following us since the beginning. At the Punz Adventure, we specialize in providing comprehensive flight and resort reviews to enhance your travel experiences. Additionally, we offer valuable travel tips to ensure your safety during your travel journeys. Occasionally, we also share our love for travel through engaging vlogs. If this content resonates with you, consider subscribing to our channel and activating the notification bell to stay up to date on our latest videos. Let's get started. Our journey begins at Hamad International Airport, where we have just arrived from New York. We didn't have to clear a transfer desk when we arrived, so we are headed straight to the lounge. All right, we're now here in Doha. The best thing is we did not have to go through security again or passport control. So now we're on our way to the Al Marjan Lounge to enjoy our time there while we wait for our next flight to Kuala Lumpur. Qatar Airways has several lounges available for business class passengers, but there are two here that are iconic for those who are traveling in business class. We will start at the Al Marjan Lounge, which is the oldest and already featured on our channel, and then head to Al Marjan by Onyx Garden. Al Marjan Lounge access is for passengers flying in business class or higher across One World Alliance. When we arrived at the lounge was quite empty. I joked around with the staff if they had just opened the lounge for us to enjoy it. They laughed and off we went to enjoy the lounge. This lounge is massive and contains numerous areas. I will make a separate video that will cover these lounges in more details, so be on the lookout for that. There are several areas for guests to dine in. However, the most popular dining experience is at the dining room upstairs. When the lounge is busy, wait times can be long. However, for this day, there was no wait time and was escorted to our seat. To say that the dining experience here is just okay, it's quite an understatement. Up here, you have options for hot buffet items, or you can also grab cold sandwiches, sushi, and or order from the QR code on the table. We sampled two of their favorite dishes, the salmon and the steak. Both were delicious and no complaint here. We are tired of this scene and wanted to explore the airport. We heard of the new garden and the lounge that have recently just opened, and we wanted to give it a try. We make our way to the C and D gate area using the train that connects the terminals. Welcome to Singapore Doha. This garden is a great place to kill time if you have a long layover. It really reminded me of Singapore Jewel. Guys, welcome to Singapore Jewel. Qatar, Doha. This is similar to what they have at Jewel when you fly into Singapore. So Doha has developed similar garden. So this is where we are, spending a couple of minutes here before going back to the lounge and then boarding our flight to Kuala Lumpur. But this is pretty cool. If you're looking for a place to relax and enjoy yourself before the flight, for sure check out this garden area. Just above it, it is the newly opened Al Marjan Lounge by the garden. This lounge is massive and wide open with the views of the garden. Similarly to the other Al Marjan Lounge, only customers flying in business class or higher can use this lounge. They also have shower rooms in which I took advantage of. This lounge also offers a variety of food options. Now that we are refreshed and full from the lounge food, let's head over to the gate to board our flight. Right now we're walking to our gate as we're departing from Doha to Kuala Lumpur on their Boeing 777-300. So we are sitting in business class, so we're going to evaluate this flight and how our journey goes from there. We're departing today from gate 810 and we quickly make our way there, finding a lot of passengers lining up to board. They started the boarding process with business class and allowed us to be the first to board and have the first glance of the cabin.
Welcome on board.
Thank you. Hi. Welcome to our second ever qsuite review, but our first on Boeing 777-300ER. This cabin is separated by two sections. We are sitting in the first section, seat 1K. The first section of the business class or qsuite is comprised of 24 seats with a layout of 1-1. The second section consists of 18 seats on a 1-1 as well, with the exception of row 7, which has 2 seats. Seats to avoid will be rows 1, 6, 7, 8, and 11, as they are either closer to the galley, bathroom, or economy cabin. Economy section is in the back with 312 seats in a 343, 333, or 232 depending on the row you are seated in. For this video, we will only focus on qsuite. I'm seated in the row that I stated to avoid, but I wasn't bothered as I slept well. Let's take a moment to admire the cabin and then we will evaluate what is on our seat. Let's explore the suite, the seat, and the amenities provided on this flight. We're now here on our seat, 1K. Now we're going to be evaluating the seat and we'll let you know how everything else goes. So stay tuned. Alright, so on this flight again, similar screen size what we had on our Airbus. And this is on the Boeing 777-300ER. So again, screen, you have the table here. Again, you latch out the table this way, and the table goes back. And then you have plenty of room space back there. And then here you have all the seat controllers. This is the TV remote controller. And then here you have your outlet. And then you have the USB charging port here. There's another USB here. And you have the headphone jack, HDMI, again, the contactless pay card here. Lighting wise, there's a light here you can use. So similar to what we had on the Airbus A350 1000, so similar concept here too. As far as what is provided to you, you have the pillow, then you also have the blanket there, and then the amenity kit is different, the boutique amenity kit, but this is a little bit different than what we had on the previous flight. So far so good. Underneath here you will find headphones that is given to you, and you also have a water bottle for the night, and it's actually cold. Nice. And as for the seat, similar to the A350, there's a privacy here that you can close your door, and now you're in your own suite. How cool is this? A welcome drink was later offered, and I tried the signature drink, the lime mint, and also the Brut Rosé. As you can tell, I got another champagne here, and also the infamous drink as well. So 2 for 1. So cheers. Let's talk about our first impression and then look at the food and drink menu that are provided. So just sitting here, the first impressions of this Boeing 777-300, it is super nice. This is definitely a great product to be able to fly out with, especially being able to just have your own enclosed private suite in the air. So again, so far, first impressions, pretty good. In spite of showing some signs, there's some signs of dated, but apart from that, it's still a great product for you to try. So as far as the seat, it's super comfortable, very nice. The only downside about it is the sleep part. It felt a little bit too hard for me, at least on the A350, so I'm not sure if this is the same exact seat. If it is, then it'll probably be the same experience. So let's look what's on the menu for tonight. So there's different options here on this flight. Again, because it's a shorter flight, so the menu is a little bit limited in comparison to the earlier one that we took. Feel free to pause to look into the menu. And for the menu of drinks, we've seen these numerous times on the videos, but again, it's almost the same for all the flights that I take with Qatar. Right before departure, we were given the pajamas as well on this 7-hour flight. So given that this flight is under 7 hours, or just about 7 hours, they still provided us with pajamas on this flight. How cool is that? We are now pushing back to taxi and make our way to takeoff. As we taxi, this is where I would like to ask if you're enjoying this video so far, for you to smack the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing, as they are the easiest way for you to support this channel. If you'd like to support us further, I will link my Patreon and YouTube membership options in the description. We are now in the air and the feast in the sky is about to begin. Qatar Airways has the dining on demand option, which is you eat when you want and how much you want, given that they still have food available. But since I wanted to sleep on this flight, I was ready to eat. We start off small with water and mixed nuts. A few minutes later, they brought the bread basket and they lit up the candle. For appetizer, we have the soup of the day. Then it was the starter plate, lobster cocktail with the compressed fruits. For my main, I went with the grilled jumbo prawns with tangy tamarind sauce. finish off the meal service was the pandan and tapioca pudding with mango salsa and almond crumble. After the meal, let's check out the toilet on this 777-300ER. The toilet was your standard typical toilet on the 777-300. They had amenities for you to use such as toothbrush and more. For parents traveling with the little ones, you also have a changing table here. That is all. Let's get back to our seat and get ready for some much needed sleep. When I got back to my seat, the cabin crew made my bed. Before we sleep, let's see what the IFE contains on this flight. To be fair, Qatar Airways has an extensive amount of video selection on their fleet. There were a lot of selections to choose from, and the screen was responsive. Additionally, you can choose to watch the video on the smaller controller, and that was also responsive. I'm going to get some sleep now. 4.5 hours later, it is time to get up and get ready for breakfast. I decided to go with the yogurt and fruit platter. It comes with croissant and tea. For some reason, I started feeling under the weather and wasn't sure what it was. Not sure if it was due to lack of sleep or catching something. This lasted for about 2 days after arriving in Kuala Lumpur, and then it went away. We're starting to make our descent to KL, and they brought us parting gifts of chocolate and a wet towel. As we approach KL, let's summarize this flight. Given that I just had a previous experience of the qsuite from JFK to Doha, this second one had a different feeling. 3 years ago, I made a promise that when time is right, I will fly on qsuite. I have dreamed of this moment for so long and even imagined how the experience will go. When the time came, I was really excited about the experience. Then, I got on board the first flight and I was speechless of the experience of this product. Now on this second flight, I really just wanted to truly enjoy the experience. I didn't do much of recording as I did on the first flight and just relaxed and took it all in. Based on that, this was an amazing flight and unforgettable experience that will live in me for the rest of my life. The experience in Doha, from the lounge, the airport, and everything else was just remarkable. The flight attendant on this flight enhanced my experience with their friendliness. One of them asked me if I was a YouTuber because she remembered a video that I did when I went to Dar es Salaam. They were so attentive and provided an exceptional service. Everything about this flight was just right. Will we ever fly with them again, and do we recommend it? The answer is always yes, given the right circumstances. I strongly recommend that you try them, even if it's just once. You will not be disappointed. My recommendation is to originate your flight from Doha to truly experience it all, from the check-in, the airport lounge, and the experience on board. Now, how much did I pay for this flight? The total cost for this flight from JFK to KUL was $2,300 one way to sit here. I know that this is a lot, but I also want to let you know that this is a bargain, especially when the flights from JFK to Doha can cost anywhere from $5,000 to $13,000. I was able to get this price because my departure city was Raleigh, North Carolina, and the final destination was Kuala Lumpur. This price covers the flight from Raleigh to JFK, JFK to Doha, and Doha to Kuala Lumpur. There are other ways that you can make this also a reality, is by redeeming miles or points. You can do with either travel credit cards and transfer to the airline partner program, or you can also redeem it from American Airline Portal if you have American Airline points. When booking online, you want to be sure that it says qsuite. But sometimes you can get Qatar'd when they will switch your qsuite to the older fleet. Anyways, we have landed in Kuala Lumpur, and I want to thank you for joining us today on this adventure with Qatar Airways on their qsuite. If you enjoyed this video and found value in it, consider giving it a thumbs up and sharing it. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Thanks again, and we will see you in the next travel video.